Okay, we've made a whole lot of things so far. So I think the last main thing I want to talk about is one of the biggest, and that is making a biome and a dimension. So really it's dimensions that we're doing now. The biomes just kind of go into it. But let's start out by making a biome. So let's make a new folder for our biome and dimension stuff. Let's just call this, let's make it graveyard themed. The graveyard. That's kind of fun. And let's go into the graveyard. So now, if I go and click plus on biome, so actually, let's talk about that. So to make a dimension, let's say that you wanted to remake the nether, you would first have to have a nether biome. A biome that's at least like the base nether, just a whole bunch of netherrack where little piglins can spawn and stuff like that, a nether wart. And so yeah, the biome comes first. So let's create a new biome and let's make this the ghosty hills. We'll call it ghosty hills. A great biome. And first thing that I always notice, and I think is really important for everybody to know if they're trying to make dimensions, is that you need to decide what your ground or grass block is going to be, what your underground block is going to be, and what your underwater block is going to be. So on the surface, your ground or grass block is grass. Your underground block is dirt, and your underwater block is sand, because it's like what's in the ocean. And so the first thing I'm going to do is make those. So because I don't really feel like making a new one, let's just see if there's like, can I do mycelium? Mycelium's like gray. Let's do that one. I think that works. And then dirt. There's dirt, coarse dirt, podzol, and rooted dirt. I guess coarse dirt? I don't know what the difference between that and dirt is, but it seems it's different than normal dirt, so it'll make for an interesting biome. Underwater block. Let's do this as gravel. It's kind of like, it's a much more gray and dead version. The ghosty hills, and here we can choose a air color, watercolor, all that sort of thing. Oh, again, that same glitch with the transparency. So if I want to do transparency stuff, I think I'm going to have to close MCreator, which is just good for everybody to know. Yeah, but I'm going to leave these like this for now, but you know what, I will do this to be kind of gray. Yeah, this kind of grayish blue. And hopefully that doesn't impact stuff too much. It really can. So your air colors and stuff can really make your world look weird, but they can also make it look really good. So you kind of want to be careful with that. Trees. Trees are a huge thing. Everybody wants their own custom trees in the world. The only thing is that trees don't work super well. At least in 2022.1, what I was dealing with just before recording these videos, I was not able to get trees to work. So I might as well try it. And I also don't know how mycelium works, but I think it should work. But essentially what happens is, in order for your trees to grow, there are two things that need to be the case. One, your grass block needs to have the tag Minecraft dirt. And so dirt and all of the little dirt things, and I think mycelium should count, all have dirt tags, which just means that plants can grow on them. And the log that you have, the stem needs to have, which they, as you see, stem is green, and then that's the green, so that's just the trunk. The trunk of your tree needs to be tagged log. And so as long as the ground is tagged dirt and the log is tagged log, you should be able to have custom trees generate in your world. I just had a whole lot of problems getting the logs would be fine. Like logs, your custom trees could generate. It could be any type of wood. You could make iron generate as a tree trunk, but it needed to be on vanilla dirt for some reason. So if we do trees here, they should look pretty good. If I just do savanna trees, they should look, we'll do birch trees. That's kind of spookier, I guess. I'll change the foliage color to be grayish green. Do kind of like that, so it really looks dead. We can even do a little more yellow, so it's kind of more like a fall time thing. I don't know what that's going to do, but hopefully make it look good. Grass, I actually want to do the same color. And I'll kind of leave these. So yeah, let's just see what that ends up looking like. But ideally, my birch trees should generate, and they should look a little dead. Trees per chunk. So after we go through basic properties, let's just check. We have a whole lot of features that we can add to our biome. So we can choose if trees generate. I'm going to say some trees do, but not too many. Grass should generate, yeah. Seagrass, no, I really don't think so. And even grass won't be too big. Actually, we can have plenty of grass. It could be overgrown. Vanilla flowers, we're going to have no flowers. There aren't flowers here. There's plenty of mushrooms, though. Let's just do 16 per chunk. Like, that should be a lot. Let's even allow some big mushrooms to generate 16 per chunk. That might be too many. Let's do like 5. Let's do 3. Sand patches can generate. A couple of those. Gravel patches can generate. I want the dead stuff. The dead stuff can generate for sure. Reeds and cactus. I'll allow reeds and cactus to generate. We'll let cactus too. Then there's also default features. So that includes caves, ores, frozen, what does that even say? Frozen top layer. Oh, so those all are 3 things that can generate, but they don't automatically generate. Like, it's not like you're just going to have a frozen world, or you're going to have ores that wouldn't make sense. But if it makes sense, given the other stuff you do, it will generate caves, ores, and frozen top layer. So I really wouldn't mess with that. You can add more to it, though. Let's say dead bushes. Dead bushes make sense. We could do dripstone. And fossils. It's a graveyard. Of course fossils should generate. Cool. And now, using the arrow keys, that's how I get through these, we can see I added those. And you can scroll through and you can add a ton of this stuff from your rocks. That sounds cool too. You can add all sorts of things from the vanilla generations. And here we can do structures. So features are just little things, but structures are like the structures we had before. So maybe strongholds, mine shafts, sure. Mesa style mine shafts, like stuff on the ground. That sounds good to me. Pillager outposts, that makes sense. Villages of the type. Do any of these use birch wood? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, I'm just going to leave it then. Woodland mansions, jungle temples, and so on. You can kind of go through these and see if you want them. Biome music, ambient. So these will be like the sounds. So here, if you want to have music in it, I would look up music, and then you get to just choose one. So let's have basalt deltas. Ooh, the Soul Sand Valley. That makes sense. It's dead stuff. Ambient. So let's look up ambient. And ambient. Cave, Crimson Forest, Nether Waste. Let's do. We also have additions and mood. So I'm not going to choose additions or mood here. I'm going to specifically go for a loop. So let's go for the Nether Wastes loop. And then we can do. All these are auto doing. I think that's nice too. Okay, so we can also have an addition sound. So I'm going to choose one that says additions. Let's do Crimson Forest for that. Choosing all the nether things because my place feels very dead. And let's look up mood, and I can choose. Oh, turns out there's also only nether stuff. So I guess that's why I'm doing it. So I guess maybe normal biomes don't have this kind of thing in it, and that's okay. We'll do Crimson Forest again. It doesn't really matter. Bright. I could have particles. Let's see if there's anything really small. Like I want the most white ash. That sounds cool. Spawn probability. That sounds good to me. We'll make them kind of like not super common. Entity spawning. This can get weird. So I'm gonna add area effect cloud. I don't even know what that is, but let's look up zombie. Oh good, I can type. So let's have zombie spawn, zombie, oops, giant zombie. I could make giants in it. That's cool. Let's get all the fun dead things. And zombie horse, because now there's zombie horses, I guess. Zombie villager. And we're even gonna get pig zombie. And we can add skeletons, because, you know, it's a whole thing. So spawn weight. These are all monsters, so I'm fine spawning them in monsters. Min group size to max group size. Let's make these giants really should just spawn as 1. Horses is 1, 2, 3, because they're zombie horses. Like, they don't need zombie horse friends, I don't know. Zombie villagers, 1 to 4. Zombie pigs. I'm assuming that's zombie piglin. Or zombified piglin, or whatever they're called these days. Not super common. Let's just make one of them. And skeletons, 4 to 4. That sounds. Let's see. You could even make it 3 to 5. I'll do this 3 to 5. Spawn weight. Let's turn this down. 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 Bit. Down a bunch. Up a little bit. And these I kind of play with, but I just recommend playing with it and testing it a lot. And to make sure that you create a new world, because if you go into a world and it already has those entities there, and then you change the generation type, it will still have the same entities and be generating more. So it can get all weird there. And finally, can I generate biome in the overworld? No, this is my weird graveyard that is not made for the overworld. It's made for my own dimension. So I'm going to say no to that. But you can make one that's for the overworld. That's just the surface, you know, where you start. Should I generate the biome in overworld caves? You know what? Sure. I'm going to say that this biome, just by how it's not in the normal overworld, it can be found in caves, because now they have fancy cave biomes with the recent updates. Will it generate in the nether? Nope. Not for me. Biome weight. I'm going to leave this at where it is. Biome base height. I don't know what this is going to do now that it is underground. So I'm going to turn that up. I'm going to like it at 1. What were It's hills. So I'm going to leave it like that. Biome height variation. I'm going to increase this just a little bit so it has a little more variation. Like, this will make it more mountainous. And if you do 1, it gets kind of crazy mountainous. And so if you do more than 1, you can make some cool stuff, but also wild. Biome temperature, I'm going to make it kind of cold. That really doesn't matter too much until it starts snowing and stuff, but here it will tell you. Make the biome rain, make the biome snow when downfall is happening, that sort of thing. So yeah, we're going to do 2. I think it should still rain, but... And it's dead, so let's make raining not very common. Oh, but it's also a graveyard, so we can make raining common. We'll just leave it at where it is. Biome category. Don't know if this... Ooh, underground, I'll call it that. Don't know what necessarily this does. Let's see right here. This tab is called Biome Category. Biome. The category of biome. Wow. Okay. Entity spawning. Oh, so it has a lot of suggestions for how to do that sort of stuff. I don't know the category is necessary, so I'm actually going to leave that blank because I don't want it to generate only in the caves. I just want it to generate in overworld caves. So we're gonna leave that. Dictionary types, also not going to worry about that. We're going to save mod element, and that will be it for creating your own biome. But just remember, if you want to make your own dimension with your own type of ground, you're going to need to create a block to be your grass block and create a second block to be your dirt block. And then if you wanted, you could make a third block that will be like your replacement sand, because that is your, go back into it just so you see it again, that is your ground block, so the grass, the dirt, and the sand. In the desert, I think that turns to sand, sandstone, and then sand. Okay, well, that will be it for this.